Hey, good morning there, LinkedIn guys. This is Tony Williams, Veterans Council of Veterans, CEO and President of Veterans Council of Veterans. I'm trying something new here, trying to get myself more out there with the community and stuff. And I do a lot of stuff on LinkedIn, one of my favorite platforms I like to actually communicate with, probably more than anything else by far. And what I'm going to do too is really, this is just a quick update of what Veterans Council of Veterans is doing right now, and give you kind of what's going on. We've been operating for at least 5 years now, and we're growing. So one of the good things you know about when you're nonprofit is succeeding. There's a couple ways. One of them is the community wanting you. So the community has been wanting us, and we're out there. And I'll give you some examples of how the community wants us. First, we had a aunt out there whose nephew died by suicide, and she wanted to have a nice funeral with a Marine, full dress Marine as an angel watch at the funeral. This is a Thursday, and the funeral's on a Monday. She finally got to me and said, "Hey, can you help me out, Tony?" And we made it happen with the entire community, including the American Legion riders and other people. So thank you very much for the community for that. Second, we had a unfortunate suicide outside MacDill Air Force Base, where an airman died by suicide, and his son was forced to witness this by the fact of having to bust down the bathroom door and to see this. And of course, this had a major traumatic effect on his child. So we were able to sit there and link up with our local TAP representative, which is Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, Carla Thrump Patton. We were linking with her so she can access to their resources, and then we also were able to provide a counselor for the son. So that's another great event we were able to have. And then thirdly, we had another Army person died by suicide last week, and they had his funeral in Ocala on Friday. I'm out of state, but I wanted to be there so bad I flew back out to Florida. My board director, Carol Razor Cadero, she came with me. Carol is a staunch supporter of Veterans Council of Veterans. Her son, who's a Marine, died by suicide 2 years ago. Carol is a complete professional. She's a retired sheriff captain, law enforcement officer. So with her, we were able to really to reach out to the families when they experience this. So we were out there. We were able to go to the funeral and have a presence and also offer our services. So we had a real busy week just in that period there. There's more coming that we're doing as well. It's like when the fields are plenty and laborers are few. So another thing we're going to do, we're going to start creating a working group. We just had a working group meeting last week where we're going to start providing services and programs for children of veterans that may have exposed to suicide prevention. And hopefully we're going to spread it to more than that. Right now we're going to focus on the suicide part, and because there's a need for that. One thing people don't know out there is that if you're a family member of a veteran, there's almost no resource. It's magically that when you're in a DOD, the family gets all the resources, and as soon as you get out, it disappears. And the only ones there that sit there and pick up the pieces is really TAPS right now. And Veterans Council Veteran want to do our part, at least in the community. So we're community based, and so we want to start trying to reach for those families out there, veterans, to either waive for adjustment, because when you move from place to place, you have an adjustment. Even if your father and mother's in the National Guard Reserve, and they deploy whatever, you still have an adjustment. And we want to sit there and be sensitive to the children. So we want to start looking at the ways of doing that. This working group is going to do that. And we hope to have at least a program out when the school starts for bullying, and we'll work from there. And some other programs for the family, give the family some tools who are from the veteran family. Finally, we also want to be part of. We're going to create an advisory council so we have more of the community involved than just the veterans. So we get a much better flavor. One of the things also Veteran Council Veterans do, which I'm very excited about, is that we've been invited to be part of the Governor DeSantis and the Florida Department of Veteran Affairs have invited us to be part of their Forward March Initiative, and it's broken down to five committees, and we are part of the Mental Health Committee. And what they've done is they separated the areas and districts. There's like 8 districts, and they're going out there and trying to identify. They have like two main reasons: try to identify evidence-based practices that work, but also identify the resources that are out in the community, so we can just so not one entity is doing it. One of the things that about Veterans Council Veterans, I can tell you, is that we know we can't do it all, and we don't know it all. Okay, that's very important. When you have that kind of mentality, you're not trying to do everything. You're not trying to be a buffet. You're trying to specialize and deal with that. You'll be more effective as that. So we're trying to promote that kind of thing. We're trying to bring people in. I had a coalition event not too long ago where we had over 35 to 40 organizations get together just to sit there and become a community when it comes to suicide prevention, post-prevention. So back to the Governor DeSantis and Danny Burgess, who's the director of Florida Department of Veteran Affairs. They're having their going each district, having events in each district. So we at Veterans Council Veterans, we have a presence in at least 4 of them. We attended the one in Jacksonville. We got another in Orlando. We got another presence in Hillsborough and Pinellas area, and then Manatee. We just got a new one in Manatee. We want to keep out there, reaching out there. So the next event we'll be part of will be July 9th. We're out there in Broward County, and then July 16th we're going to be in Orange County and Volusia and those kind of there, and then Manatee. So we're out there and we're excited to be out there and engage in the community and get the community involved in what we're doing. Veteran suicide is our number one, and postvention. Is our number one, postvention. Finally, with this podcast I'm going to be doing, I want to give you a chance for the people of my group, because we have a group of veterans and spousal veterans, almost 400 of them right now in our little group, and I want you to know about them, what they're doing, because we're out there. We're not just always part of the problem. We're also part of the solution. That's important to know. We are also part of the solution. And these veterans out there and spousal veterans have the skill set and the culture competency to really be effective. Anybody knows about, when it comes to mental health, the Therapeutic Alliance is like the number one predictor when it comes to being effective. And that's what we're trying to bring. We're a peer organization of mental health, and it could be mental health, social workers, psychiatrists, psychologists, whatever. We're all together, and we're all peer, and we bring that to the table. There's another group organization like this, the same thing, headed by Ingrid, for the spouses, and we actually have everybody. So we're gonna have a podcast. We're gonna start presenting it pretty soon. It's like another rock in my ruck, and leaders, they just take on the extra rock and start leading the way. And so that's what we're doing at Veterans Council of Veterans. We know we need to do this, so we're going to start a podcast to start letting you know about what's going out there, what we're doing, and the people in our brothers and sisters out there who are also out there, who are also part of the fight. So anyway, boy, that's a lot. Just wanting you to know what's going on, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, Tony Mills out, Veterans Council of Veterans.